Welcome to Module 6. In this module I'm going to explain how I like to scale my ads, and before we dive into every different strategy, first I want to explain what everything is and of course when we're going to scale, because that's very important as well. So in this module we'll be talking about horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, and we're going to use manual bidding with target CPAs. What those are, I will explain in that video. But first, it's important to know what horizontal scaling is and what vertical scaling is. And as you can see, horizontal scaling basically means that you are going to test more ad groups. So as the word says, horizontal scaling, you'll make more different ad groups that are going to spend money. And then vertical scaling basically means that you are going to increase the budget on those different ad groups. When we're going to scale is different for every scaling method, because horizontal scaling can also be used to test different ad groups if you are not very profitable yet. So what I usually do, if the cost per purchase, cost per action CPA is above 75% of my profit margin, then I'm not going to scale vertically yet. Also not going to scale with target CPAs. I'm first going to test different ad groups by scaling horizontally, and also to see if there are ad groups that are performing better, so I can scale those. And this is of the entire campaign. So I always look at the CPA of the entire campaign. Now, if there is a ad group that is performing really well, which has a CPA below 50% of the profit margin, and I have tested some different ad groups, turned some off, then of course I'm going to scale that ad group. But usually overall, if the average CPA is above 75% of your profit margin, then I'm not going to scale yet. And if it's below 50% of my profit margin, then I'm going to scale vertically, and I'm going to start using target CPAs. All right, in this video I'm now going to show you how we're going to scale horizontally. And as you can see, we are in the ad group level of the conversion campaign, where we now have one ad group running. It hasn't spent very much yet, but we just have to imagine that it did and that the results are good. Now, right now we only have one ad group. So if this ad group would be profitable, then we are going to add more ad groups. And if it be not profitable, depending on how not profitable it is, we are not going to continue with this product. But let's imagine that it is profitable. What we're going to do is very simple, simply duplicate this. And what I like to do is on day one add 4 more ad groups just with interests. So we can use different audiences when we're going to scale horizontally. In this video I'm going to show you how to use interests and keywords, and in the next video I'm going to talk about custom audiences, which we're also going to use when we're going to scale horizontally. But what I like to do first on the first day is to simply use different interests, and then on the second day I'm going to add keywords as well. So when we just going to add more interests, it will look like this. And the interests, of course, we can pick from the consideration campaign as well. So if we have tested multiple interests there, we can see which interests are performing well on this product, and then we can or this campaign, and then we can pick those interests and use them here. So if you're going to horizontally scale with interests, it will look something like this, and you're just going to do this for these 4 as well. Just add different interests. Now on day 2 I like to add keywords as well. if everything, of course, is still looking good. If the interests that I added on day one are all performing really bad, then I will wait a couple more days. But the second time I'm going to add different ad groups, I'm going to use keywords as well. So what you can do is you can combine keywords with interest, and this depends on the country that you're selling in. Right now we are selling in the US, and the US has a pretty large audience size, but if you are selling in a European country, that's not always the case, and then we're going to combine interests with keywords depending on the audience size of the keywords. So if we're going to add keywords, we first need to deselect the interest, then we go to add keywords, and in this case we can use something like massage. And as you can see, if we just add this keyword, then we get a very small audience. So what I like to do is simply click add all results, and here we go. Now we have a larger audience, and what you can do, you can show more, add all results, see more, add all results, see more, add all results, and you can do this until this becomes smaller and smaller. And often, as you can see here you can see the audience size, the volume for this keyword, and as you can see, the lower we go, the more we add, the smaller difference it's gonna make. So if we add these, this stays the same, and if we're on this level, then we have enough keywords. But of course we do need a big audience of at least 500k. So in this case, this would be fine. Now, if this would be too small, I would look for another keyword. And well, if you're gonna add neck, this might not be the best keyword, because as you can see, often these are keywords related to fashion. But anyways, think of another keyword that would be relevant for your product, and then you can add those as well. So right now we're only going to use the keyword massage, but if neck would be good keywords and we would add those too, I would name my ad group like this. And you can do this for as many keywords as you want, as long as the audience size is big enough, because with keywords the audience size is not always big enough. And yeah, this is basically what you do for the keywords, and in the next video I'm going to show you how you can add custom audiences as well.